Hello, everyone, and welcome to the episode 2 review of Shadow Generations Dark Beginnings. So, it's much shorter this week than last week, but we still got a lot of good stuff. So, we're back on Space Colony Arc 50 years ago. We see Maria. She's walking, and what a freaking jump scare, this boy. The commander from Shadow the Hedgehog makes an appearance. Now, I was shocked to see him, but I very quickly remembered Ian Flynn on Twitter did tease he was going to do something with the commander. I believe it was a tweet where someone's like, imagine if this guy comes back and there's a picture of the commander, and Ian Flynn quote tweeted it and was like, knowing smile. And everyone's like, Ian, what are you doing? Here's what he's doing. He brought the commander back. His name is Abe, so we get the commander's full name. Now, someone actually pointed this out, that Abe was the name of the commander in, like, Abraham, obviously, is the full name. Was the name of the commander in Archie. That was his Archie name. And Ian Flynn is looking to, it looks like he's bringing that name back into, like, that's the actual canon. Now, the reason that was the name of the commander in Archie was because he's like, we're not just going to call him Commander or Sir every line. So he had that name already in like a fan comic he did, and he just brought it to Archie, and no one said no. So it looks like he's just bringing that name from Archie into the main canon. That's cool. I like that like little bit there. So the commander's here, and he pretty much tells Marie, he's like, tell that freak to stay away from me. You know, weird that, you know, someone who has heterochromic eyes says that, but you know, whatever. Maria is there scolding him and all that, right? And then we see Shadow, and he's looking at a Black Arms right here. And he pretty much tells Maria here, he's like, the professor created me using this DNA of this thing. You know, I may look like a hedgehog, but I'm no different than it. So again, they're showing that Shadow knew he was created with alien DNA at first, but he forgot, again, probably when Gerald screwed with his mind and messed with his memories. He erased that from Shadow's mind. Maria then hugs Shadow, and she tells him, like, I know you're actually a good person deep down. I know that you care. You're nothing like that. You're a good person. And we see the commander here freaking peeping in. Now, I interpreted this. There's two ways you can interpret this. One, here the commander actually starts to feel a bit, maybe, like guilt that he's treated Shadow this awful way, Or it's more like he's still hating Shadow because Maria's still, acting friendly with him here. So there's two ways you can interpret that. And eventually, we cut to the future after Maria has said her piece, about how Shadow's a good person and all that type of stuff. We cut to quote-unquote present day, which is aka Sonic Generations time. And Shadow is here storming Eggman's base from Sonic Adventure 2, which is awesome to see. Look at that shot, baby. And he's got the samurai egg pawns from freaking Sonic Colors he's going after, which is cool to see. I mean, this would take place shortly after Colors, so that makes sense. There's Omega right there, and here's Rouge. And I am happy to report, everyone, that Rouge's voice in this is so much better than her voice in Sonic Dream Team. In Sonic Dream Team, she sounded like an old lady, which, I mean, obviously she's voiced by an old lady. But at least in this, she doesn't sound like an old lady. She sounds a bit better. So she pretty much, Shadow's like, what are you doing here? And Rouge is like, oh, I'm just gathering some intel for Gun, and I got Omega to be my backup. What are you doing here? And Shadow's like, I need a ship. I have reason to believe that the Black Arms are back, And, Rouge tells him, well, you're out of luck here because this is just Eggman's supply depot. Shadow saves her there, and there's this dude from Shadow the Hedgehog's game. I forget his name off the top of my head. But this dude, you know what they say, the more the merrier. Why he didn't say that during this fight? That's a missed opportunity. Come on, Ian. You're better than this. So as you can see, Team Dark easily taking this guy down. Look at this. Look at that! He zoomed through the rocks! So Rouge says, I can get you a ship. but you have to promise to come to Sonic's birthday party. So again, tying it into Generations, and that is again confirmation here of when this takes place. This takes place like just before Sonic Generations, and we knew Shadow Generations was going to take place concurrently with Sonic Generations, but there was some confusion after last week that people thought, is Shadow, when they say present day, did they mean like post Frontiers present day, or do they mean, you know, Generations time? This is still Generations time. So Sonic's birthday party in Sonic Generations is still on its way. So that's where we are. And then Rouge tells Shadow, you know, are you interested in raiding a gun base? And that's where the episode ends. So, overall, nice episode. I enjoyed it, of course. Sucks that it is much shorter. But this is more of an, I guess it's more of an establishing episode. You know, we have it establishes more of the gun commander, establishes his name, first off, his canon name. Establishes more of how Shadow felt about himself. You know, he felt he was, like, you know, no better than this alien, right? Like, he thinks he's, like, scum and a freak and all this type of stuff. And we get to see Team Dark in action, you know? So, overall, freaking, I think that's great. And we know Shadow's goal now is to get to the Ark, because he thinks maybe Black Doom or the Black Arms are there. So, overall, it's a good episode. It is, again, short. I think we're starting to expect too much now from these episodes. These are just promotional material for the video game. But, yeah, 4 minutes, not even 4-minute episode, and it does so much. And it's so good. And I want my Sonic anime like this. Please, God, just give me a Sonic anime like this. But overall, awesome episode. I think the best way to probably watch these now would be just like, or to analyze all these would be like when all 3 of them come out. There is going to be, you know, like extended version of these when if you get the PS4 or PS5 version, which I'm getting the PS5 version, so I'll get the extended versions of all these. And we'll get to see some more stuff probably. These episodes are probably way longer than the ones we're putting here on YouTube. But anyway, loved it. Real good episode. And next week is the finale, so we'll be on the Ark, you know, right? Like, we'll be on the Ark, and we'll get to see what causes Shadow to get hit by the Time Eater and all that stuff. So, that's going to do it for me. What'd you all think of this episode? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys all next time.